2, go.
Oh. Big hello to you. It's great to see you, and I do hope that you are well. I'm Jenny Kirk, welcoming you up here for another glorious Monday Club. And today, what have we got for you? Well, it's going to be action-packed. Oh yes! Oh yeah!
Yeah!
Because we're going to be talking about the locomotives that we want to see ready to run this year. We do know that some of the manufacturers watch, so it's a great opportunity to put your ideas out in front of them. Hello, Beckman. Hello, Hornby. Hello, Hellion. Ben Jones is like, oh, what? No, I'm not watching. I'm off having fun. So thank you so much. Ryan Tune says, brilliant live stream. Absolutely magnificent. Thank you so much. We've got Ben Davis, Values 56XX, Richard Swiderski, RG Models 86, Mr. Powell, that's Mr. to you. Leslie Gilpin Railways, Andy Fry's Junction, Vobert Becking. Oh, this is where it all goes. I don't know what that hand action is. Nick Gerolimo, yes, dark glasses, because I've been at work today.
You've been on the Raz.
Yes. Awesome Bricks, hello. Darren Faulkner, Anthony, Stefan Svensson, Zantek, Martin Weber. We've got the gang in.
The gang's all here.
Absolutely. So I'm just trying to get my brand new Class 12 running. It's an interesting experience. There's a few things. Hellion, there's a few things we need to discuss in the review.
Yes, Hellion, we need to talk.
Yes. But I'm hoping that at some point it will actually couple up to... apparently, no it won't. So I'm going to change its direction and turn that around. So it's...
Spin it, crank it, gronk it.
Yeah, something like that. So the Class 12 is currently being run in on the raised section. But it needs a little bit of help in this on account of the fact that, Hellion, we might need to talk about a few things. But but wait, there's more. We also got a...
Don't show that side.
Yeah, I was just...
And hold your hand over the address that's on the back as well.
Oh. So, right, and... So from Zantek, thank you so much for this. It says on it, to be opened only on the show. So
open.
Hold on, we've got a train that's decided that to get in on like, oh, I see you're busy. Here, let me.
I see you, baby.
I see you, baby. You see you're busy. I see you're doing something far more important than giving a train a quick prod to get it going.
So before we open that, I believe we have something to do.
Do we?
Roll
Well,
VT.
What's that, Gronksy? You want to press the button? Okay, well. Yeah. Oh, I'll press it myself.
Welcome to the Monday Club, your online model rail club for all the news.
Apparently,
Okay, we're reconnected.
I don't know what's going on there. Stream crashed during the video.
Yeah, we can't help it.
Don't know what caused that.
Well, I think we all know what caused that. The weather outside is frightful.
Yes, it's very cold and icy, and anybody who's lived any time in the UK knows that there's a lot of people in infrastructure that goes, oh, it's a little bit cold.
Yeah.
Let's jump in the car and cause a nuisance on the roads.
I'm sorry, guys, but the Arctic Circle is just above Scotland,
Yeah.
and yet
Can
we
you
as
fix
a
that
nation
camera?
cannot work out that
So-
sometimes it's cold.
That camera has been knocked, so up we go. Ah! That'll do. That'll do. Whoa.
Seriously though, the country is next to the Arctic Circle, and yet we always get surprised when it gets snowy.
What's this we thing? I don't get surprised.
We as a
are, after
nation.
all, we're on the same latitude as parts of Scandinavia. The only thing that makes this country a little bit milder is the Gulf Stream, and occasionally the Gulf Stream goes, right, I'm off for a couple of days. Can you look after? Yeah. You look after the show. I'll be back. Oh, it's cold now. The Gulf Stream's gone. So, JTG Werewolf, Josh from Double M says, my RC 4x4 broke down earlier in the snow when the suspension arm came loose. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Lizzie's Railways is freezing to be frozen. Actually, I think Lizzie's Railways is right down at the tip of Africa.
Nice.
I don't know.
Yes, they did mention earlier on that they've been in the pool.
In the pool.
If we did that, we'd not be able to get back out.
Yeah, we're kind of stuck on account of the fact it'd be cold.
It's a little bit like licking a lamppost in the snow.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, actually, do you get cold weather down in the tip of South Africa? I think the answer is, well, no, not really.
It's slightly below optimal beach weather.
Yeah. Tanith VQ, hello to you. Stevie Film says it's getting hotter down the Gulf area. Yeah, of course, it's their summertime, isn't it?
Does the Gulf even have winter?
Yeah. Lizzie Rose says my pool temp is 24 degrees.
My house isn't 24 degrees.
Okay. Naive Gauge says it's going to turn hot and wet tomorrow. Oh, yes. Normal winter weather has returned.
Yes.
Big hello to Iron Horse Railways. There's a few people. Your Harricks is snow. What snow? And it's just gone off the top. Somebody there says time to heat your old engine up with the fire underneath. No, I don't think modern engines particularly like that. Now, there was somebody who arrived late.
A Monday clubber is never late, Togo wagons. No, are they early? They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Right.
By the way, Jenny, haven't you had a very nice package from Shantec? Oh,
yes.
I'm off for biscuits.
So, we've got a package here that came from Mark Wilkes, and he is. I can just imagine him with this roll of sellotape going, oh, I'd like to see her get this open on the stream.
Chainsaw!
Right,
cheese and crackers from DJ K666. We had some cheese and crackers earlier, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Right, the big guns are out. So, I try very carefully not to stab myself.
Have you considered this interesting concept? It's very modern. It's very new. It's called a table.
It's called
It's called not cutting things on your knee.
Table is taken with the Toaster Twins. So,
for those of you wondering, both toasters are here.
The toaster is out. Right.
For your viewing pleasure.
Right. Anywho, it was so much more relaxed last week, wasn't it? Because the cupboard monkey wasn't here. Right. Neither were the tumble of clowns. So, dear Zoe and Jenny, there was a time when the doctor roamed Weir Yard. However, he was told to stop roaming and do his job of chasing Daleks, polished DeLoreans, and making sure that Gandalf stopped eating all the cookies.
Never!
However, this left a void in the community, so a call went out, and now the new doctor might be on their way. Woo. So, what has he found? Oh, it's like past the parcel here. We've got there is. Let me just check. There's nothing else. Nope. There's yeah, the only thing missing from this is writing on the second envelope. I really meant don't open it until the stream. You missed a trick there. You missed a trick.
Hey guys, everyone that missed last week, don't worry about it. It's Christmas.
Yeah. I think a lot of people watched on catch up. Oh right.
Ooh.
Needs painting. Oh. The Doctor in stereo. Woo! So, hunt the TARDIS.
You're now full screen.
So Zantec has sent a pair of
TARDISes.
Yeah, but it's an acronym. Great word. Write it down. We must use it more often in everyday conversation. And
hold it in the middle of the screen for our viewers on vertical.
Yeah, we're trying that vertical thing.
Hold it in the middle of the screen for our viewers on vertical.
Oh, right, sorry.
So they can see what you're on about.
Oh, right. Well, yeah. So there's a couple of TARDISes. So they need a little bit of paint on them. They'll need sanding first on the roof and such like. Thank you so much for that.
Quick spray of primer and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Ben Tull at 6068 says needs to get a rake of biscuit-themed wagons and call it the Gandalf train.
Oh,
hello, Chobberton Junction. Aaronville says, hello all, I'm here. Though my boiler is broken, sitting in a coat and hat. Brr.
Oh, no.
Our boiler did that. Not last year, but the year before.
I know. They always pick the winter to go, don't they?
It's like, oh, it's winter, isn't it? Yes, oh, well, stop working. And our heating crapped out a couple of years ago. So and you know how it is trying to get a heating engineer in winter. It's like, before we do the job, we'll have to go to the bend over and take it counter.
Ring, ring.
Oh, what? Hello? Yes. Oh, okay. Oh, do you kiss your mother with that mouth? Oh, you do. Okay. That's fine. So what can I do for you? Oh, right. Okay. So that was the controller of Toaster Towers, and they said that unfortunately the program's getting off track. So we're going to have to get back on topic with what do we want to see from the ready-to-run manufacturers.
But before we get into that,
hey, what? Who?
We've got some news of our own, haven't we? No. Last year I did say, my goodness, being able to say that's weird.
Beverage of choice.
Last year I said I was going to be building a TT120 layout, and when I put together the corner diorama piece from World Scenics, I thought, yes, this will be very nice, but I all of a sudden I wanted it to be a bit bigger. So, I'll be assembling this.
Don't show him you. Oh, I thought for a moment.
The diorama board number 4, left-handed from World Scenics. So I'm going to be assembling this tonight on TT120. Yes, Peachy.
Yes, Peachy TT120, of course. New product coming from TMC from Peachy Towers, and this is an E24 to Next 18 converter ribbon. The idea behind this is because Hellion, yes, we will be having words, and decided, oh no, let's put in a proprietary non-NMRA standard into our TT120 trains, even though so many people have got a Hornby HM7000.
I'm sorry, guys, but when it comes to something that is fun and interesting and really gets you into the hobby,
trust Hellion to come and go.
Well, it's not even that. Why would you go? Right, I see what you're doing there, and I see how many people it's bringing into the hobby and how much they like it. Let's do this instead.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Hellion, don't do little cushy deals with ESU to the detriment of your customers. Remember your customers and have a think about what they're actually doing. And if you can't use your models on Next 18 for the HM7000 ecosystem, I'm afraid it doesn't make you very popular.
Yeah, you're not going to get people go, oh yes, I'll have one of those, if I can't run it with my other stuff.
Yeah, but anyway, not to worry, because TMC and Peachy have got you covered with an E24 to Next 18 converter.
And I really do think that's amazing.
Can I just say, thus proving that there was zero need to put E24 in those models. Just saying. Yeah, so there you go.
That's the thing, isn't it? If there's space to put that that cable in there.
Let's not put in ESU's proprietary non-NMRA approved connector. Yeah,
I'm not even looking at it like that. What I'm going to say is, say no to proprietary.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if it's ESU or it's Hornby or it's Backman. I don't care. If it's proprietary, I don't want it.
Yeah, basically, if the manufacturer is arbitrarily making your life more difficult when it doesn't need to be, then you need to say something.
Yeah.
And in some respects, actually, best way of saying something is going, yeah, I'll just wait for them to be on a fire sale or something.
Vote with your wallet.
Yeah. Trains UK 3525 says, nice retaining walls. Those ones there, actually. I've been doing loads of replacement work with Scaledale and Scenecraft, but those are the Metcalfe ones.
I'll tell you what.
What?
Metcalfe are still #1 in my view. Their stuff is good.
It is very good, but Peachy TT120 says, but is it the manufacturer's fault? Well, no, but...
Who's forcing you?
Yeah, Hellion had a choice to go, right, do we put Next 18 in, or do we put something non-proprietary? No, ESU, in fairness to ESU didn't say to them, you will do this. Or maybe they did, I don't know. But I don't think they would.
I don't think they could. Who's got the power in the end of the day?
ECML Electrics, does this include manufacturers requiring their decoders for the onboard stay lives to work?
Yes.
And looking at you, ESU, again, there's a theme. There's a theme going on. It has 3 letters.
Although I do love their big controller.
Yeah, you do, actually.
Brilliant.
Right. Yes, we have had snow, Tim Railways. A little bit of a sprinkling. Griffey, it's an interesting thing.
Yes.
The problem with the bunny is, with Metcalfe, is every layout has it. It looks a bit same.
That's the big issue with being #1.
Yeah, but you could say that about anything. Like, every layout's got an 08. A little gronk going round. It all looks a bit samey.
To be fair, that's because gronks are excellent, and everyone should love them and kiss them.
But actually, you can customise them a little bit. You know, you can. It's about what you do with them. So I don't think it's a big issue. Zantex says, stay alive for straight DC coach lighting would be nice. You'd have to have, I think you'd have to have some kind of, actually, the problem is stay alives won't work on DC. And, although you could probably make it, you'd have to right now A-level physics electronics to the fore. You would have to have a somewhat more complex circuit because you'd have to have 2 sets of redundant flows depending on which way the polarity is, and some kind of means through diodes to always have the current flowing in a particular direction through the LEDs.
Then need redundancies.
You could have an electrolytic
You could use a rectifier, surely.
No, because it's not AC. Right. Richard Gruter says, good after morning. Good evening, Ben Tullett. Oh, Ben Tullett. That's a suggestion of lateness.
Let's give me some biscuits before you smack me. A Monday clubber is never late to do wagons. No, are they there? They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Tim Shaw says they do on the Acura Scale 57 footers, which suggests actually Acura Scale have done the electricery to make it work. And yeah, so you can make it work. Harp Household says a bridge rectifier will work on both AC and DC.
See, I told you, and then you said no because I said it.
Well, no,
this is the thing about Jen. She's a git.
No, but the thing is that surely it would only work in one direction unless you have extra circuitry. Yes, Claude Hamilton, reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. That always works.
Reverse the polarity.
Yeah, Richard Groover says new 6-pin HM7000 really needs to stay alive on Bluetooth, I have found. Yeah, unfortunately, the kind of locomotives that it would go into really do need stay alives, and of course, if they had room for a stay alive, they wouldn't need the 6-pin connect.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
6 pins a nightmare in HM7000, says Nick Garland.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's a shame.
David Newby says, I don't have an issue with E24 decoders in the Hellion. For me, HM7000 needs to offer all decoder connector types for me to consider it worth my interest. But hey, that's my opinion. The problem is that in TT120, everything had generally next 18 because it was Hornby that started it off, and so everybody bought big into the Hornby ecosystem. And the problem is that a lot of people using HM7000 are really miffed that actually Hellion's chosen to go down a proprietary non-NMRA standard route, thus actually completely disrespecting most of the people who were modelling in TT120 on DCC.
Here's another question. You could look at it the other way, because he's just brought up a very good point. He wants to use the E24. And you just said F1 bought into Hornby's ecosystem. Isn't HM7000 also proprietary?
But the next 18 socket isn't. That's the thing I'm saying, is that what is E24 doing that next 18 doesn't?
Okay.
And I actually struggle to find any good reason for E24.
I have to admit, my view is that E24 is a solution looking for a problem.
Yes.
But it's a fair point when they say that I want to use this instead.
Yeah, Valley's 56XX says, I can't get a stay alive into a Hatton's 14XX without hacking the interior about so severely I can't be bothered, so it's going on eBay when the Daypole ones arrive.
That's a shame.
I mean, I'll be honest, back in the dark ages of DCC, where a lot of locomotives were DCC ready only as lip service because they somehow managed to squeeze a socket in with no thought about how anything else went in there with it. Like the decoder. Hornby, looking at you for your M7 there. Yeah, and small locomotives don't have a lot of real estate because they're small. So you end up having a lot of trouble. And this is where this is confusing about Hellion, is that they can do like silly things like use a proprietary non-NMRA standard on things where there's really no need for it. But then you get their class 02 shunter, really tiny locomotive that will take natively, no modification required, HM7000 next 18 decoder. Even though the onboard speaker's a little bit, but there's plenty of room in the cab for the smallest speaker enclosure from the Hornby one that you can add in. Boom! Plenty of sound. Lots of room in there as well for a stay alive. Boom! And it's like, when Hellion can deliver absolute belters like that, it's like, why can't you do that with everything? Griffey says, Hornby can't even pack stuff professionally.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Tell me more, tell me more.
What's happened, man? That sounds like a particular thing you're thinking of there.
Sounds like an experience.
Yeah, that's the word I was trying to go for. But Jen, while we're waiting for that question...
Hello, Chris the Duke. Great to see you. Hope you're well.
There. We've got an interesting question from Scamperton Model Railway.
Uh-huh.
Can I get an insight on the do's and don'ts of selling locos on eBay? I want to sell two, but I haven't sold anything on eBay before.
Right.
My first thing is, please note that you will have to be able to prove that what you're selling is what gets returned. Because there are people that will buy stuff in order to send their damaged one back to you.
Yeah, this is something which it's never happened to me, it must be said. Can I get an Apple Tango?
Of course you can.
It's never happened to me, but I've heard of lots of people experiencing issues. So what I suggest is have something like a little mark inside the loco body and on the chassis somewhere, unobtrusive, that proves it's the one that you sent. And maybe hold back photographs proving that that's the model, so to speak. So when you send it, if it then comes back and it's not the one that you sent, you've got proof. Hold on, they did bait and switch. Also, there's a lot of legwork involved with eBay. Yes, you'll get more money for your stuff, but you will put the legwork in to get it.
So it really comes down to whether you want to put that extra effort in compared to going to the thing. If you're willing to do it, then go for it. And don't let us put you off by the horror stories, because we're not trying to. What we're saying is forewarned is forearmed.
Yeah, so the other thing as well is just remember that you'll lose a certain amount to PayPal fees, to listing fees. So the price that gets paid isn't the price that you get. Ben Davis says, Jennifer just said Jennifer is from SUTube.
I don't know what that's about.
Josh from Double M says they just threw £400 worth of track loose in the box and sent it to Sam.
That doesn't sound right.
Although saying that, I have had deliveries from senders where, oh, do you remember I bought a very rare copy of Now 27 on vinyl LP. Quite a hard to get copy of the Now album on LP, and the seller just put it in a wrapped it in brown paper, brown paper, and then wrote with a very heavy hand my address on it. So I ended up with reverse braille of my address.
You got your address etched into a record.
Yeah, and
Frickin' hell.
so all the corners got dinged in the post as well. And it's like, really?
I can beat that.
Yeah?
Someone once sold me a paperback book and sent it internationally in a plastic bag.
Did it get to you?
It did get to me eventually, but it looked a little bit red. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Leslie Gilpin Railway says, Scamperton, try Rails or TMC or even your local model shop.
TMC are good.
But what I will say to you is, if you're selling to a model shop, just remember that, and this goes for all of them, be it big ones or your local ones, and actually, from experience, you'll probably get a better deal through your local model shop, but they have to make money as well. They also have costs like VAT, rates, all these other things that mean that they're not going to pay you.
They're not going to pay top dollar.
No, because they've got to make money. They've also got to cover a lot of other additional costs. So don't be surprised if they offer you less than half what you think your model is worth, because they've got to cover costs and make money as well.
Yeah, I see this in the retro gaming thing as well when people diss CEX. Sorry guys, but the person behind the counter needs to earn a wage. The rent on the building and all that. It's all paid for by someone.
Simon Trains Model Railway says, Jennifer, did you pass my message to Gandalf about being late? I will.
Monday Clover is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to. Also, Jennifer, what are you wanting for 2026? What do you think's going to happen?
Meanwhile, back on topic.
Back at the ranch.
Yeah, it's like, hold on. Hello? Yes? Uh-huh. Right, you're talking very quietly. People. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you'll have to speak up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think you're going to get one of the Boomdacker Snaz wagons, but even so. Okay, thank you. Right, so the banker has got my children, and says he'll only give them back if I actually get back on topic. So, what do we want to see ready to run from manufacturers this year? We've got the Hornby announcements coming up on the 14th. I'm going to change the angle because we've had that angle for quite some time. Zoe,
I'm pressing the button, so it says
hit the lever.
I can't find it. There it is.
Yeah. Josh from Double M says Glyn Valley Tramway. There's something for the Glyn Valley Tramway ready to run. 009. We need lots of 009. We've talked about this so much. Backman, looking in your direction, you've got the tooling for the Baldwin. Come on now, come on.
It's about time we had manufacturer kicking tonight.
Oh yes, yes. Equal opportunities kickers. RG Models 86 suggests the GWR Great Bear. Was that the 280? The consolidation.
There's a few people asked for the Great Bear. Yes. Lizzie
Railway says, are there any 03 classes? Yes, there are. And there's a really great model from Backman, actually. 009 Steam Tram, says Josh from Double M. Yes.
That'd be lovely, yeah.
They were done as like a body to go on ye olde N-gauge chassis. by Pico a long time ago, and they're long overdue. I think they were Bayer Peacock tram engines. They had 3. Dennis is and Sir Theo are the 2 names that are dredged from the back of my memory. Velis 56XX says Great Bear was the only GWR Pacific. Hermitage Road asked for a GWR Bulldog. More A4, says Nigel Cole. Yeah, as long as they're the ones that I want. Just saying, getting a bit low on stuff. And now, I may have quoted the wrong one to people. It's actually Sir Ralph Wedgwood, not Sir Charles Newton, that I need. Just saying that. J.K. Hauser says, I don't think the Garretts have been made ready to run 009, have they? No, they haven't. I'm pretty certain they're going to appear at some point. But don't be surprised if the price point is even above what the Class 13 was. Vicky Lawless says, hi everyone, I'd settle for a Wisbeach 04 diesel tram. Yeah, the Class 04 shunter. We need a decent model of this. Bachmann did one a long time ago. They actually rejigged the old mainline replica railways tooling of the 03 to be able to create it. It was great in its day. It's got a split chassis. It needs a new chassis. It's like, now come on now, Bachmann. At the very least, you could give us a new chassis underneath that body just to tide us over. Battle Space 2026 says Live Steam Nick. Oh yes. Oh yes. Kingfisher 1487 says Ford East is both ready to run and kit foreman Nigel Brook of 009 Glyn Valley Tram's got a few. Yeah, there are a few kits out there, but I think
kits
for people
aren't the same.
But for people like me who are lazy, like opening the boxes, and like our friend Sam as well needs his box to open.
It's not even that. I was thinking about this earlier, Jen.
Not having a go, just saying there's some of us who don't like building kits.
That's not what I'm on about. I was thinking about this earlier on. Some people have time and enjoy making a kit. But let's face it, some people, especially younger modelers who have got a kid, a young child, they might have, what, an hour a night? How long are you going to have to take to build one model with an hour a night? Some people just want ready to run.
Yeah, and it's like, if you don't enjoy doing something, why should you be made to do it?
Yeah, it's your hobby. Choose what makes you
Ben Davis, I want to read this comment before it goes off the top. It says, I really hope we get the London and South Western Railway Drummond T14 in LSWR Royal Green and Pea Green, Great Eastern Railway J15 and GER Grey, and London Tilbury and Southend Railway Class 79 Thunderer. Yeah, all really good ones. And yeah, Rapido were planning on doing the 04. They said they couldn't find works drawings. I would have thought that.
Surely someone's got it.
I think that a lot of people would have preferred having an 04 rather than the definitive 04, maybe. And if there are no works drawings to be had, does that mean that we don't deserve an 04 of any sort? Yes, Almond Bank Model Railway, a proper Andrew Barclay Class 06.
Can I borrow your hammer a minute?
It broke, but you can have the big one, but go easy on it, because it's a bit of a beast. Yeah. Josh from Double M says, I'd like some more Era 1 stuff. That's what you wanted.
Yes,
like a Crampton or a 222. That was like the patentee.
Planet or Sansbury?
Iron Horse Railway says, I enjoy nothing. Squirrel. Look at that legend of a squirrel chasing a bird in your garden, taking you away from your sheds.
Yeah, we watched your video, dude.
Yeah. Honestly, more locos with tram plates fitted out of the box or as an optional add-ons would be delightful, says J.K. Hauser. But what locomotives would be suitable for those?
What's cost?
I mean, we had the J70, and that was offered by Rapido and Model Rail, with and without the side skirts. Lizzie's Railway says, okay, I will jump in with a piano piece, Zoe. TT120 Class 47, please, is Mark Wilson.
Oh, yes, that would be nice.
ECMLE Electrics, how about a retool of the Eurostar?
It's been a while since we had a Eurostar.
Josh from Double M, the Y6, yes. Josh from Double M says, I'm making a Y6 right now. The Y6 was the 040 version of the J70, so I think outwardly they didn't look a lot different. Now, I did talk with Andrew Hardy from Rapido about this, and I thought...
he said, "Who are you?"
Yeah, he said, "Will you stop bothering me? Who gave you this number?" What he said was their view was the J70 definitely was a must-have item, but I think from a commercial standpoint, they didn't think that a Y6 and the J70 made commercial sense. They didn't think the Y6 would sell enough to do it. And I can kind of see their point. Nick Gerolimo says, how about new schools class, or is it too soon? Struggled to get Hornby to fix one of mine recently, citing it's too old a product to fix.
Wow.
I quite like the Hornby schools, the last iteration, the DCC ready one, you could get it with TTS sound and all sorts. Sorry about the banging. She does not know that actually sounds awful through the microphone.
Sorry, you've got to remember I'm deaf.
Yes. But yeah, schools class. Yeah, I think there's a bit of confusion because there's like an old ye railroad version floating about, and that still gets occasionally released as in the more railroad budget end of the range. But there is also a super detail one. Evening, Colin Edwards 9874, who says, "Evening guys, I'm late."
A Monday clubber is never late to the wagons. No, are they early? They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Warbler Productions says, in terms of Steam, an industrial garret is always going to be my biggest want until one is made ready to run. I actually, I'd agree with you on that. I think for 00 gauge modelers on more of a budget, although smaller doesn't necessarily mean cheaper.
Sometimes smaller means more expensive.
Yes, it can do. It can do. Yeah, the industrial garret would be interesting, definitely. Ben Davis says, Jennifer thinks Class 04 most comes from Bachmann or a Cura scale and OO scale. Yeah, I think with Rapido basically saying they're not progressing with that project, which I think is a real shame. I think it's a little bit of a mistake. They cite lack of works drawings to be able to do it properly. And I did say, well, you know, there are plenty of surviving Class 04s, but they said, well, you know, they've been chopped and changed a lot, especially with the ones that went through industrial service. But I don't know, have they been changed enough that it's not possible to work out with reference to works photos and such like the definitive Class 04? You know, when you can get models of locomotives that no longer exist, I think that actually there's a market for an 04. We need to see an 04.
If one exists and you can scan it, then you can work back at a later date from what you've got to create the original. That's how I would do it.
Yeah, Simon Trains Mother Railway says, I wouldn't be surprised if the inspiration coaches were released for Hornby. Yeah, I think it's time for another run of the 4 and 6 wheelers. I think it's all down to sensible livery choices. I'm really interested to see on the 14th what livery choices Hornby might go for. I would honestly be quite surprised if we didn't see another run of the 4 and 6 wheel coaches. I think that they need to choose the livery options very carefully. We don't want too many more of the like London and South Western Railway and South Eastern and Chatham Railway. We had a lot of them, but I think the market is ripe for Great Central Railway, Lancashire and Yorkshire, Midland Railway, and, you know, taking a broader look at the ready-to-run models out there to pair with these. I honestly think that, you know, looking to Highland Railway, Great North of Scotland Railway as well, you know, it's about hoovering up a little bit of the market when we've got people like Rapido and Sonic Models doing the D40 and the D34. Ben Tullett says new versions of the open cab GWR pannier tank engines would be great to see. I think the problem is that that would have to be retooled from the ground up. And I would argue that there's other locomotives like the D49 that is much, much more needed in ready-to-run form first. I actually think a D49 would be right up there. That's very much in Hornby's wheelhouse for the 14th. Well done.
I cannot fault War World Scenics. Their easy-to-assemble diorama and baseboards are incredible. I just put that in all the time that we've been talking. That is incredible.
I'm actually thinking for a Javanese sugarcane railway, maybe I should just get 2 of these instead of messing about with repurposing 4 Seasons.
Yeah, I mean, look how quick I put that together, and it's lightweight.
It's lightweight, it's strong, and underneath you've got plenty of room in the structure for things like point motors and electrics. I'll be honest, can't fault them. So
they've really thought these things through. Yeah. That is incredible work.
And can I just say, the Cupboard Monkey bought that. Private citizen Cupboard Monkey bought that herself. Yeah. So
and Jake, £12 in their sale.
not that expensive. Ben Davis is Jennifer like a 4 and 6 wheel coaches in Highland Railway and FR. Is that Furness Railway? FR. Definitely. I think we need more. They're tooling that can keep on giving. Now, the tooling costs are fully amortised as well, which does mean that hopefully we wouldn't see price increases.
Yeah.
We wouldn't see price reductions, but price increases we'd like to avoid on those. Oh. RG Models 86, ideally they need to choose liveries that already have locos ready released in the matching liveries. Yeah, so I would say we've had a lot of Great Eastern Railway. The J15 came out, very, very popular models. So actually, going back to what Ben Davis was saying, why not have the Great Eastern Railway Austerity Grey version and release some of the 4 and 6 wheel coaches in a livery that would suit both that and the Prussian blue one. We've also got, it must be remembered, we've got the J67 from Acura Scale that was very, very successful in that really beautiful livery for Great Eastern Railway. So there's definitely, I think, a lot of pent-up demand. And if Hornby had their thinking heads on, borrowed from Wurzel Gummidge, then I think that they would be ready to roll, and they would try and actually get them on the market before the Evolution coaches come from Rapido.
You know what? Yeah, you're probably right, but I do have one thing that I would love to see from every manufacturer.
Okay.
And I know why it's not going to happen, and we can have a debate about that until the cows come home. But I would like to see, when a product is announced, that it's not weaponizing fear of missing out. I want to see something that comes in your catalogue and stays there all year.
I think the difficulty with that is that essentially the problem is that thank you so much, Mr. Belmosen. So very kindly donated $5 on the super chat. Thank you so much. Tickle that like button there. Has anyone ever produced the train in the TV show Petticoat Junction, known as the Hooterville Cannonball? I'm not actually familiar with that. I've not seen Petticoat Junction, but I don't know. Simon Trains Model Railway Showcase. Would be nice if there was some North Staffordshire Railway locos ready to run. Now, there is only one surviving Nottie locomotive. It's in the National Railway Museum. It survived by virtue of being sold to the to a colliery. Walkden Collieries became part of the National Coal Board, and it lasted long enough to be preserved. Recognised, thankfully, as being the last remaining North Staffordshire locomotive. That is definitely up there. When I was at Shildon, actually, not the last time, but a couple of times before, I got a good look at that locomotive, and one of the things that was very painfully apparent is it appears to be sat on scrap tyres. And the problem with that is that it's very expensive to get railway wheels retired. LBSCR Gladstone, yeah, I think somebody did recommend that further back. I spotted it, but because Cupboard Monkey wouldn't shut a flappy pie hole.
Sorry.
I did miss that company. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Gladstone is. I mean, there's a lot of locomotives. I'm going to change the angle of the dangle. There's a lot of locomotives. Which, let's have a look now. Petticoat June. Oh, it looks a bit like right, Hooterville Cannonball.
It's an 1890s locomotive.
It's a 460 wheeler, and it looks a bit Jupiter. I think that would be Bachmann USA's wheelhouse.
Yes,
Jupiter was a 440. That's a 460, I think. I don't know if anybody does it, but I'd say Bachmann US is probably in the wheelhouse for that. Griffey says, actually, the two knotty locos still in existence. In that case, then, because there's the little electric one as well. But it's the last steam locomotive, I believe. Taff Vale Railway number 28, says Kingfisher. Hello to you, Rick Morley. That appears to be lateness.
A Monday clubber is never late to the wagons. Nor are they? They arrive precisely when they meet them.
Thanks, Gandalf. It's very strange seeing Gandalf holding a can of Coke to his nostril to cool his hooter down. And yeah, Ben Davis. Yeah, Furness Railway, another railway company that we are that we haven't seen anything from. Either locomotives or rolling stock. I think Furness number 1, Old Copper Knob. There are some interesting early Furness Railway locomotives, and it would be nice to see maybe, you talked about more Era 1.
I would love to see more Era 1.
Yeah, although Copper Knob wasn't always knobbed in copper. That was part of the LMS rebuild. It didn't have a haystack boiler, firebox even, when new. Simon Trains Motherway wouldn't say no to Taff Vale either. Dave Holloway says, talking to the 4 to 6 wheel coaches, some Isle of Wight liveries would be nice. We have had some from Hornby, but it was part of a train pack. Ben Tullett says, don't forget buildings and accessories in the wish list. That's a very good point, actually.
Yes.
And not just new stuff. But one of the things that I like a lot is to wish list reruns of things.
Stuff that not everyone had a chance to get at the time.
Yeah, and can I say, actually, this is an area that Hornby has done really well with the Scaledale range. And it's not really, they don't sing and dance about it much, but the retaining walls have been remaining in stock because they keep getting new batches made, because they are the product that keeps on giving. And actually, let's see if... let's go back to this view, because they're the retaining walls at the back of the layout. I've used absolutely loads of them. And I think that, that is an unsung product from Hornby.
You've certainly really enjoyed them.
Yeah, and I've used a lot of them. Really great. Pick them up when they come in the sales. A really great value for what you get. Breezer 606 says, return of Sir Nigel Gresley in BR Blue. It has been done twice. Bachmann certainly did it. And I will say this. Bachmann, don't forget that you've got A4 tooling. I know that it was the warmed over older version. They put a new chassis in there. It was part of... They had a bit of a push with things like their B1. I think the K3 was another. The V1, V3, the V2. There was a whole slew of older models that got new chassis, but not too much done on the bodies. And I like that. Can I just put this out there? I know people whinge to high heaven, but I actually really like that. And I wish that they'd continued, perhaps as a cheaper option, to get things like the J39 back on the market. We would have seen the J39 and the Class 04 shunters released that way. And it's like, Bachmann, come on now. you can still do that. And I think that the market would welcome that. You know, the J39 is another open goal. And, you know, even if they don't spend the money on a complete, like, super duper detailed retooling, a new chassis to go underneath the old body would be welcomed by a lot of people. Griffey, the HST prototype has been released. That's come out through Locomotion Models as an exclusive. I think it was made for them by Bachmann Trains. So you can get that. I think, last I heard, I think they still got them in stock.
Cool. I didn't know they'd released that one.
British Rail Class 139, suggests Andy Bettis. Now, some of the experimental DMU classes, I think the market is definitely there for them. Nostalgia is kicked back in. And there's definitely room for things like, you know, the Class 140, 141... Griffey, perhaps it will become a general release eventually, but I don't know. The DP1 didn't. Ben Tullett, 68, says there were some resin buildings in the Thomas the Tank Engine range ages ago that, if altered, could be put in the Scadale range, including a rustic metal water tower and shed with tin-sheeted roof. Yeah, there's a lot of really, really good resin buildings that the tooling must exist out there. The problem is that some of them, I mean, the quality of the finish is superb, from both Hornby and also from Bachmann through the Scenecraft range, and also Oxford Rail did a few as well. But the prices have become very expensive. Unfortunately, that is as a result of increased cost of manufacturing in China. There, just give William Whitelaw a push.
A hand.
Aaronville says Great Eastern Models is my local. Don't forget as well, they are in the Monday Club badge scheme. I'm sure you have already been making fullest use of that.
Did they do a promotional video a week or two ago with Buggle Skelly?
Buggle Skelly did go and visit, yes.
I saw it, yes. I thought that was great. Their thing was another one walked too close to the door, so you see him walk along, and then one of the ladies from Great Eastern just opens the door, grabs him, and yanks him in.
Yes, they are. It is good. It is good.
For every brand that's out there, that's how your social media team should be acting. Having fun and showing that it is a fun hobby.
Actually, yeah, I mean, as a template for perfect model railway retailer social media content, Great Eastern Models is up there. That is the platinum service when it comes to social media. Really, really great social media content. And it shows that actually that does drive sales.
Yeah.
Breezer 606 says HM7000 point motors. I believe there is scope within the software for point motor control, but yeah, some kind of like unit that you can then wire solenoids into that you can address via their Bluetooth system. Yes, absolutely. I think that would be a great
100% yes. I'd love to see that.
Good evening, Dean Fielding. Great to see you. Hope you're well. Come on, Gandalf.
I'm getting hit a lot tonight. This is not in my contract. I'll need extra biscuits.
I'm afraid. Sorry, Gandalf. Read your contract. There, see, point 12.6.
This just says, Bilbo Baggins, do not take me for some conjurer of cheap tricks.
Okay. Lizzie's Railways.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto Wagons. Nor are they early. They write precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Ben Davis is repeat.
Peachy, that's a great thing. Thank you.
Peachy TT120 already exists. HM6010 works. Josh from Double M says, I really like to see the return of the Electrotren 060 starter locomotives. Actually, yeah, they were pretty good value for money. And one of the things that they did provide was a relatively cheap chassis for people who wanted a 3D printed loco body on top. Apparently, some people are saying the stream is frozen. I think that may be at your end.
We've got
going
no
to the
information
dogs.
about that.
Although Ruben
our
Ashwell
hand.
says the same, and that's a YouTube issue.
Nothing's. Give me a second to check the stream health button. Stream is healthy.
Stream is healthy. That may be your local provider that is causing issues. I don't know if you. Yeah, back in the room. Right, Lizzie's Row says, "Oh, you won't believe it because of the heat." Because of the heat. Will you stop rubbing it in? What's that? Yes, Gronksy. Yes, absolutely. You won't believe it. Because of the heat, Mr. Sandman came and I said, "Hang on, just want to jump in the shower before he can hit me with the sandbox." Oh, you rub it in, but in 6 months, who's going to have the last laugh, eh? Because it'll be
them.
Yeah.
Because in 6 months' time, it'll be just below optimal's beach weather.
Do you remember when we went to Italy and they were all like wearing gloves and coats and scarves, and we were wandering around in like little spaghetti strap tops and short skirts? Because to us it was a lovely summer. To them it was quite chilly.
Yeah, and people kept saying, "So what part of Scotland are you from?"
Yes.
So apparently it was Peachy said, and then it froze.
Peachy broke the stream. Nunman1 says, please, can you mention about the upcoming Southampton Model Railway exhibition on the 23rd and 24th of January? It's from John Nutman in Southampton. Consider it done, absolutely. And if you're in the area, always great to check out your local shows. Leslie Gilpin Railway says, for something totally unusual, Nielsen and Company built a single-cylinder box tank 040 used by contractors and mine railways. That must have been a bit jerky. How did they start it? If it stopped in the top, like the top dead centre, you'd have to have a flywheel that the driver would physically have to yoink, a bit like you do on a single-cylinder traction engine.
You'd have to crank it.
Yeah. But yeah, a Nielsen and Company. What about a Y? Is it a Y5 or a Y2? I can never remember.
The only one I'm familiar with is Y-fronts.
You're not that familiar with them. But I think, on a really serious note, moving a little bit away from the wish listing, even though it is actually wish listing. Midland Spinner.
Yes, now, I brought this up on our second channel.
I've brought this up a lot of times. The Midland Spinner. Let's change the angle.
I just
of the
wanted
dangle.
to mention that I brought this up on our second channel, which you should go and watch.
JK2. Check it out after all the shows.
Check it.
Yeah, check it out. The Midland Spinner, preserved example still exists, ran on the Rainhill celebration, some lovely photos of it as part of the cavalcade, and it really does look exquisite in the Midland Railway crimson. Harp Household says, Zoe, I have your stream running on 2 browsers with an alt stream also running. Your stream froze on both browsers, but the third YouTube stream continued unaffected. How strange.
So it's not a YouTube error, it's somewhere in our line. But we didn't get a message about any reconnection.
Oh, well.
I wonder what's going on.
Yeah. Breezer 606, London and South Western Railway observation coach. Like the one at the Bluebell Railway that we rode on, and we got a lovely video. Do check that out when we were at the Bluebell Railway Model Railway event.
We'd have a good time.
And it was so hot, and it's like we could have a little bit of that heat from then back now in this room. Would be nice.
Remember when we were coming home and we ended up stuck on the motorway?
Oh,
melting.
the M25 car park. Because our I do need to get the air conditioning regassed. But yeah, no working air conditioning. Traffic ground to a halt near Heathrow Airport, as it does. So we're coming up on the M4 interchange on the M25. And oh man, it was oppressively hot. And you can imagine what that's like sat in a car. Windows down, no wind, absolutely roasting. It was
suddenly realising what the inspiration for the Road to Hell was from Chris Rea.
Yes. Ben Davis wants... Yeah, we talked about the J15 and Great Eastern Railway Grey. I think that could be an option from Hornby, although we have just had a run of J15s. Griffey says, best thing I did was dump Virgin Internet. Yeah, I think we need to do that as well. I've been saying that for some time.
Yeah, well, I've been busy for some time.
Yeah. Krista Duke says we had a great time at the Bluebell Railway. It was so much fun.
Wasn't it?
Absolutely. First time I've ever visited the railway. One of the best model railway events I've been to. Great location, really well run, and we're so grateful that we got an invite to take Mynydde Tatws Newydd. I think it was its exhibition debut.
I was even more grateful that we were in a room with air conditioning.
Yes, yeah, people organising it. Thank you so much for putting us in the room with the air conditioning. I know that model railway guy, they put him in one of the sheds, and they had to crack a door next to him just to try and get a through breeze. It was oppressively hot. RG Models 86 says the Bluebell Railway is on my bucket list.
It's well worth it.
You will not be disappointed. But yeah, that London and South Western Railway coach, I think that that's probably a Rapido wheelhouse thing, I would say. Rapido, looking at you. I know there is somebody in from Rapido. They don't make themselves known, but I have been told who it is. Yeah, it's like, don't worry, your secret identity is safe with me. But what happened?
Frozen.
No, it's not.
No, look, drop frames. It froze and we got drop frames. It's our computer.
Yeah. But I don't know because the CPU's down below 20%.
Look at the dropped frames count.
Yeah, only 203. That's like barely. That's like 4 seconds.
Something is causing it on our end.
Yeah, contention rate probably. I think it's the OnlyFans is fired up down the road. They've hoisted the beanbag and away they go. Josh from Double M says, I know it's a few months off, but is anyone going to the London Festival of Railway Modelling? Plenty of people are.
Is that Ali Pali?
Ali Pali, yes. Always a good event. Always a good event.
Are you going?
It's a bit far for us, but you know, never say never.
Just get on the train. I'll see you when you get back.
Paul Grant J9J says, Jenny, you need to go to the Bluebell Railway in October for the Giants of Steam. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it did freeze for a second about 3 minutes ago. I suspect that I honestly think it could be a Vermin Media thing. Yeah, 57305 Northern Princess. We've already mentioned the LB and SCR I1 because they gained the nickname Wankers because they were poor steamers. Everybody thinks like wankers is a modern term, but you can just imagine the poor driver and fireman on the pulling into a station and this train wheezing away and just getting out onto the platform going, wanker, you wanker, and then getting back in. And
you just used that as an excuse to point at me.
Yes, I did. Not after last year. Security not letting people in with video cameras and being completely see you next Tuesday. SHP Media. Oh, yeah. Apparently I think that was a communication error. That wasn't sanctioned by BRM, and I think it probably irritated BRM as well. But it was the security being very zealous. The problem is, Ali Pali is mostly used for things like pop events, like artists, bands, that kind of thing. So the security becomes ingrained with not letting people get in to film it, completely forgetting that actually it's not what the model railway events are about. So that was nothing to do with BRM, and I suspect that BRM were just as frustrated as the people who were being messed about.
I bet.
So hopefully this year BRM will be very firm with them and say cameras are fine.
Yeah, if it doesn't say on your ticket that you can't bring a camera in, then
Kingfisher 1487 says, model, are you doing a Dr. Beeching figure? I think there is a YouTuber who does dress up as Dr. Beeching for events at a particular preserved railway. I think he has been scanned. He's not listed, I don't believe, as Dr. Beeching. I think it's George Sheridan, but don't quote me on that. But there is a figure suitable, shall we say. Ruben Ashwell says, old reliable firm in media. I'm with them as well. Yeah. The BRM guy says SHGP Media has also been removing my posts on RM World too, same as he did to you. So stuff supporting the show. Yeah, they do get very zealous at removing YouTubers' stuff. Yeah, he did it to me. I'm not the only one who did it to. So, it is their forum, so they make the rules. But it's when some YouTubers, like the red carpet is rolled out, and then others like you and me, and we're not the only ones. Get the posts removed. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of playing favourites, but I sometimes understand it. We, from the outside, don't know what the internals are doing. And whether their management has told them to do X, Y, and Z, or whether it's them. We'd all be guessing on the motivation, but it's not great.
I think that, to be fair, they would have to actually turn around and say, no YouTube links. Like, nobody can share them. Because it seems very arbitrary. And, yeah, I feel your frustration. It's one of the reasons I stopped bothering to post on there. I understand their point of view. They would say, we don't want people siphoning traffic away to elsewhere. But then you'd have to ask, well, then why not apply that to all YouTube videos?
Yeah.
And they could do that quite easily by removing the means to embed YouTube links.
But here's the thing. If a YouTube link is embedded,
Yes.
then you're not siphoning traffic away, because the video will play in the embedded. So you're still on the forum.
Yeah, I don't. Well, at the end of the day, they'd say it's our ball. If you want to play here, then you play by our rules.
And that's fine.
And it's like we have our rules on like the Monday Club Facebook group.
Yes.
So it's par for the course, I guess.
Yeah.
Their forum, their rules. Andy Friars Junction says, we'll be at Doncaster. The Doncaster show, again, another BRM show, Festival of British Railway Modelling.
You're looking forward to Doncaster.
I am.
You're going with your dad.
Going with my father.
Yeah.
Doncaster is actually one of my favourite shows. It's a really great show if you're going bargain hunting. It's got much more of like the old style swap meet feel. It's like how I remember the York Model Railway show being back in probably early 1990s. SHGP Media says, I'm promoting the different layouts on the circuit to event organisers, and as Zoe said, you stay on the forum. Yeah, it's. I think that it could be implemented fairer in basically saying no YouTube links. No, we don't want YouTube links anymore.
Yeah.
And there are Facebook groups that say that, like, don't post YouTube links. But unfortunately, it seems that they. And we don't know the inner workings.
Like I said,
Phil Parker will be like, I think you'll find.
Yeah.
But it's like, it does feel like some YouTubers get their posts pulled, and others, it's like roll out the red carpet.
Yeah. This is something that is very important. Fairness has to be seen.
Yes.
If there's an impression that you're unfair, that's not a good thing.
Oh, I hear the phone ringing. Hello? Yes? Okay, yeah, we can do that. Okay, I'll tell them. They say get back on topic. So, one of the other locomotives, I think we say this every year, the Z-Class Shunter, the 080 Z-Class Southern Railway. That always seems to top polls when and it's Richard Knowles, one rule for we and not for thee. JL Railway says you better be at Donny. Andy Fry's Junction says JL Rowers, you better be at Donny. Donny is always a good show actually. I don't go to film the layouts. In fact, I usually don't bother filming anything at Doncaster because what I actually want to do is frisk the trade, and I'm there with my dad to find Hornby Double-O as much as anything else.
Yeah, you're on a double hunt.
Yeah, DJK666 says, I'm only an hour from Doncaster. I just hope the gig I'm going to in Nottingham in February isn't the same weekend. Yeah, otherwise you're staying up really late.
Yeah, that's the problem with February. There's fewer weekends.
Yeah, not necessarily. It depends on where the weekends fall. Anywho, Z-Class Hump Shunter. There's also, is it the S16 or the H16, which was the 480 Hump Shunter. I think actually there's one year we're going to have the year of the Hump Shunters and see. I want to see the S1, the T1, the Z class, and the H16 class. Those four, we need all four of those right at the point that we need them all ready to run. What are you looking for?
Modern Chipman said, yes, that's what I thought. Good night, all. But I'm not sure what he's saying it in response to. So I was just scrolling back to see. Martin Chipman says, evening one and all, have I missed much? Yes.
Yes, you've missed quite a lot of random shenanigans. Let's change the angle.
I just did.
Oh, did you? Have I just changed it back to the one it was on before?
Probably. Yeah, no you didn't.
Yeah. So I think we need a year of the Hump Shunters. Now, the Z class, out of all those four that I mentioned, the Z class... Tim Shaw, the Great Central Wath 084, the Wath Daisy, that's the S1. And yes, there were 6 of those. Definitely needs to be done. It's a really great looking loco. Suitable everything from Great Central through to BR. Amber Occupy Railways. Hi Jenny, as we all discussed last time, the Great Northern Railway N2 in need of a new model. Yes, 150th anniversary of Gresley's birthday this year. So it's been in the Hornby range on and off since the tooling was bought from Daypole. They got it from Mainline. It was an incredible model in its day, but you're talking about a 40-year-old model. It really needs retooling from the ground up. Oxford Rail have shown just what you can do with the 062 with their N7. We need an N2 that matches that standard. And I think if Hornby don't do it, they're in danger of seeing somebody else scoop that up.
So we've got a message here from DL Warren saying, can we have more of a variety of coaching stock from Hornby or Bachmann, such as the Gresley triplet sets? Ellis Clark did the quad arts and it's seemingly done well. The quad arts is amazing, absolutely phenomenal.
Have they announced that they're doing the quintarts, or was it somebody else thinking of the quintarts?
I couldn't tell you. It's not something I'm familiar with.
The only thing is, they do come with quite a price tag, so when you go up to 5 coaches, that might make it very expensive. So the restaurant triples, and actually as well, the doubles, so they're like 2 coaches with a shared bogey in between. That might be a great option. Certainly, that fits in with LNER's teak coaches. But also, I'd love to see Great Northern Railway Gresley teaks. There were some of these running at the Severn Valley Railway. Essentially, it's just a slight relivery option on their existing really, really good Gresley teak coaches. And I think that might be an interesting option to produce, particularly with a lot of Great Northern Railway locomotives being available. And if they do the N2, they can do the Great Northern Railway version, and it's a perfect accompaniment with those. J. Paul Anderson suggests Gresley tourist stock, perhaps.
And the BR Cinema coach, says Simon Trains.
Yeah, actually, is that the London and North Western Railway one? That was the one that actually goes with the 6-wheel generator coach that got blue-grey livery. That might be an interesting coach to do, particularly as they already do the 6-wheeler.
Oh my goodness. Please tell me that it actually had a big screen in it. The cinema coach.
Well, it had a screen in it.
Can you imagine a customised one of that, where you can put an SD card in?
There's no windows! Because it can be dark day and night. Doesn't look right.
Just imagine that. You put a an actual screen in there. That would be brilliant.
Breezer606 says, do you think Hornby are listening? I do hope for a Z class, also coaches to go with the new lit tavern coaches.
All manufacturers,
they all watch the
Monday
Monday
Club.
This. They have somebody in the chat, whether it's somebody from the office that you wouldn't even know their name. I know that, and it's like, do not worry, your secret identities are safe with me. But I do know that there are people from Accurascale watching. There are people from Rapido watching, because I get graded afterwards.
Yeah, we get spicy messages when we go off.
No. It's not spicy, but it's like, oh, you said this. Actually, you should have said this.
Yeah.
Like, can I just correct the BS you were spouting?
Yes. And when we're called out for something being wrong, we address it.
We will correct it. Also, I know that Backman watch as well, and I believe Hornby do, because I do get told about things. Actually, Humbrol were watching one of the JK2 videos, because I got a message about that. It's like, actually, here's some inside info, and it's like, ooh. So, a lot of manufacturers will watch, if not live, then on catch-up. So it is a great opportunity to, probably tell them what they already know. I think it's always reassuring to manufacturers to see there really is demand for things that they're considering. And yeah, Richard Swidowski, the screen would be less than the width of a coach. Also, there's no windows from what I remember.
Yeah, the screen size isn't the issue. You can make really effective small screens.
Scamperton Model Railway says, Hornby have been taking a kicking tonight. You'll be getting messages, I think, and not from me, they haven't. So I'm all right. But yeah, to be honest, it's like water's off a duck's back. Hornby are used to it. At the end of the day, people keep buying their models.
They've had so many people attack them over many, many years.
Yeah.
To the point where it's just become some kind of sport with some people.
Unfortunately, yeah. But I think the Hornby do make some brilliant models.
Yeah, and I'd like to point out something. We are 100% against bullying, but our hobby attacks Hornby as a sport.
And it shouldn't do.
Can you all please remember that they're real human beings who work there? And it's not nice. I know some people think it's okay, but it's not. They're actual human beings, and they deserve respect.
You need to keep talking when I'm trying to...
Yeah, I'm just moving my leg because my knees popped out of space.
Right. Yeah, N-Gauge hasn't really worked, I think, for Hornby. The Little End range, superb range of resin buildings,
I love those buildings.
And the Arnold stuff, really great quality. It's just, unfortunately, if N-Gauge modelers don't support the models they do, then they can't afford to take the risk.
Yeah. But at the same time, not having a range does kind of feel like leaving money on the table.
Yeah, Plymouth Station 1985 says, hello, sorry I'm late.
A Monday Clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Yeah, DJK666, absolutely. Hornby's output has been really good lately.
Yes.
And Simon Pitcher says, say it again, the Hornby Tavern cards are beautiful models. Absolutely. Hornby have done some cracking models. Now, one of the things that I am kind of hoping that they'll do another run-off that they will announce on the 14th is the Coronation Beavertail coaches. Do the alternative livery, the alternative running numbers of those. There are other livery options they can do. They were incredibly popular, pretty much sold out on pre-order. I myself could only get the Beavertail coach. So somebody somewhere has got a rake of those, but no Beavertail, because I got the Beavertail.
Now, here's a thing for you. Something to consider.
All right.
The new GB Rail livery. Do you think that will show up this year or next year? Because it's been announced, and I know that some people don't like it. I can understand why you don't like it, because it does look a little bit off at times. But it's the proposed livery. So are we going to see it this year, or are we going to see it a little later on?
Well, when's it going to actually be on the actual trains?
Well, I don't really think that's the issue. I think more of the issue is that it was announced in the middle of last year. Has there been enough time for any designs to be approved, licenses and all of that, and then put into production? So, will it be this year or next year?
Summer Breeze Mother Railways says, I think mention Mother Railways to anyone outside the hobby, and they say Hornby. Absolutely, Hornby is the hobby.
I've been saying this for years.
Like, everything there is good and bad with everything, but it's easy to criticise. Yeah, we've seen that quite a lot. But Breezer606 says, just wanted to say the new Hornby Saint class is a beautiful model. Yeah, I've seen nothing but praise for that.
Yeah, and he's actually got a really good point. When you say to people model railways, they think Hornby.
Hornby is model railways, and that's
hard. It's hard not to get shots taken at you when you are literally at the top of the hobby.
Yeah, and Josh from Double M says, in praise of Hornby, their TT120 branch line set looks brilliant. Yeah, Mike Lane TT120 says that Van Mill says Hornby have done a great job with the TT120 class 37. And Livestream Nick says yes, it will on an Azuma. So yeah, I think it's basically they've got it all prepped and ready to go. Really, just as soon as the real locos appear.
That would be my view. Yes.
And yeah, Griffey, it is true. They only say Hornby in the UK. I don't know, in America, what
Lionel.
Lionel? Is that the one that has that sort of universal brand recognition?
Every single time I'm looking at introductions to American model railways, the one they say is Lionel.
Yeah, and I suppose it's the one that's been there for you guys from the outset. Yeah, the name Hornby has been synonymous with model trains since what, the 1920s? More Scottish stock, please, says Alan Pollock. Absolutely,
the Caledonian stuff, yes.
And that's where I think that we've got the we've had the Highland Railway Jones goods from Rapido, and we've got the is it the Pickersgill D40, the Great North of Scotland Railway D40 Gordon Highlander. And I think that, there's a widening range of stuff for Scottish modellers. For a long, long time, it was the case that Scotland always felt left out. The railway companies, Highland Railway, North British Railway, Caledonian Railway, Great North of Scotland Railway, and actually Glasgow and South Western is the one that's pretty much forgotten about.
Yeah, I could not tell you a single Glasgow and South Western locomotive or coach that has come out in a decade.
I believe they never have. I don't think it's the biggest of rail networks, but it's certainly the one that's been forgotten. Although it has to be said, until the D40 Pickersgill was announced by Rapido, Great North of Scotland Railway had been pretty left out. And yeah, 57-305 Northern Princess classes 81, 82, 83 and 84. I think the problem with those is that Bachmann dipped their toe in the water with the class 85. It always used to be, when are we going to get a class 81 to 85? Bachmann then released their class 85 and it didn't sell massively well. I remember seeing certainly some of the liveries massively remaindered. We only got a single tops liveried one, if you don't count the Collectors Club version. And I think it kind of scared them off. And the reality is that actually, probably something like a Class 83 might have been a better option, if only because that also carried intercity Swallow livery. And I think that would have been, maybe that would have been the tipping point on the liveries. I think the 81s may have carried it as well.
Now, you mentioned Collectors Club, and this is something that I'm predicting won't last much longer. Go on.
A lot of people are saying it's Atlas in the US. Yeah,
Atlas. If you're going for N-Gauge and perhaps HO, Atlas is a good choice. But like I was saying, introductory, by which I mean toy sets, toy trains, the starter stuff that everyone knows and everyone recognises, just like on Hornby. Every single time I see a video, Lionel, Lionel, Lionel. Atlas does come in.
Yeah, it says
and they're
Lionel
very
for
good,
the
but
larger
Lionel
scale.
is what people know.
But also Atlas. People are saying Atlas. It's
Mm-hmm.
like they're like the Hornby of the US.
Yeah.
But good night to you, Caroline Rogers. It's been great having your company. And don't forget, everybody, do tickle that like button. It's a really great way of feeding the algorithm. Just do it. Come on, just do it. Oh. And subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Ring the notification bell. Tell YouTube you want to be served up the new videos. It does like to ignore you, but you've got to keep on top of it. Ride it like it owes you money. And please, 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 share us to social media. Put a post out on Facebook. Put us in the Facebook groups. It'll really annoy lots of people, but who cares? Let's get the word out there. The Monday Club welcomes everybody. Thank you so much going to the God.
Except for that one. You know the one. You know the one. The one that is over there. That everyone looks at and goes,
Yeah, and they go,
Every club's got a one.
yeah, just like, hello, Brian. Lionel is like the Hornby O-gauge tin plate, says Josh from Double M. Yeah. Most people you might think of a classic train set as a Hornby Flying Scotsman, says DJ K666. And Griffey says Lionel only still going because it's owned by Thingamabob the Singer.
No, I'm not going to argue. All I'm saying is that's what I saw. If it's different, then I apologize. Like I said before, we will stand up and say, yes, we've been corrected on this. That's fine.
Yeah.
If it's Atlas, then it's Atlas. But what I was saying is the videos I saw were always Lionel.
Yeah. Almond Bank Model Railway, I think the Class 85 was the longest in service. Yes, that is true. I'm sure they lasted till 1991, and the Class 84 was 1988. Yes, but I think that extra livery option could well have been a tipping point. You know, if you could get that in intercity swallow-style livery, I think that would have proven very popular.
Right, I want to just come back to what we were saying. The Collectors Club, and I'm thinking about this for every manufacturer, not just the Hornby Collectors Club. But I've seen the Scale Extrix Club's gone. It ended in 24. The Airfix Club is hanging on.
The Daypole one went.
The Daypole one's gone. The TT120 Club went digital almost immediately in terms of the length of lifespan of clubs. Are we going to see an end to collectors clubs, given that the internet and social media has essentially taken over from everything?
I think the issue probably is that it's just the cost of doing it. And, you know, maybe a lot of people don't want to pay the extra to be in a club.
Especially when you're getting supported by, well, all of their social media. Let's face it, Hornby's got a social media team. Bachman's got a social media team.
Yeah.
Daypole has. Do you need the club anymore?
Yeah, so Kingfisher 1487 says Class 82, 83, 86 and 87 all wore Swallow livery, but no Class 85 in Swallow livery. Yeah, so actually there you go. Classes 82 and 83, I would suggest might be the ones. Mike playing TT120 says, I've been tickling. And Aaron
Have you also hit the like button?
Yeah, Aaron Bill says, I hit the like button on entry. And where's the comment gone? There we are. Bobby Nomad says 237 watching, but only 84 likes. Come on, guys. Hit the button. Hit the lever. Yeah. Raymond Legs 5508 says model railway clubs are too tribal and too full of rivet counters.
Not all of them. The thing to do when you see stuff like this in your club is to stand up and call it out. If there's behaviour going on that you do not like and you think should not be there because it puts people off, then you need to stand up and say something, because there'll be other people that are thinking the same thing but don't have the courage to stand up.
But I think in some respects maybe it's something that might have been true 10, 15 years ago, very much so, and it's what put me off joining a lot of model railway clubs. But a lot now, there's new blood, there's younger people, and I think that things things have changed.
I'd like
a
to
little
think
bit.
so. I would
And
like to
I
think
think,
so.
you know, for anybody who maybe had a disappointing experience trying to join a model rail club, 10, 15 years ago, maybe look back into it, because you might be quite pleasantly surprised that things have changed. And I think a lot of clubs now are less tolerant of the rivet counters, the fun police, who
The
just
kind of
spoil it.
person who wants to make the club their thing.
Yes, I've seen that too often in the past. Hopefully, it's a thing of the past.
I would
Scamperton
like to think so.
Motherwell says, I like the Bankman Collectors Club. It's not a bad price in terms of a fee for what you get. Yeah, I think the Bankman Collectors Club was definitely the best. And always has been the best.
You do read their magazines whenever they come.
Yeah, but I'm no longer a member, and the tipping points for me, and Bankman do take note, they used to have their VIP area at shows. That was a really great decompressed space where you could go in, sit down, get away from the crowds. They had 3 bottles of water, which, proper hydration. Can't say it more highly enough. When you go to some of these shows, particularly when it's really hot. I mean, the Bluebell Railway one, definitely hydration, very important. But also at the Great Electric Train Show, we were up there on balcony 2 and it got very, very hot.
It was so warm.
Proper hydration is incredibly important. And that was something that the Bankman Collectors Club stand offered. And then they moved away and created this Kinesis Theatre. And I know they're trying to push that system, but I think that the Collectors Club VIP area was so much better. And it's the reason I stopped being a member, was because for me that was the USP. That was what I really, really wanted to make the most of. Breezer606 says, my layout has been asked to attend the Bluebell Model Railway. It's a great event. You will not be disappointed. Definitely well worth it.
You'll have a wonderful time.
Kingfisher 1487 says, my club is full of rivet counters. And the thing is, there's always a place for rivet counters. It's when they start to impose their views on others and become what I call the fun police. That's when it's like, no, come on now. It's like religion. Religion's fine. I don't care what religion you are, but the moment that you start lecturing other people that they should do this and they should do that, it's like, And it's the same with rivet counters. It's like, kudos to you if you can get your model absolutely perfect. And I've seen some incredible modelling that is literally rivet perfect. And it is great. It is a joy to behold. But you shouldn't force that on other people.
You can't tell people that they're having fun wrong. They don't like it.
Yeah. They don't like it up on... Oh, no, they don't.
So, Jen, it's now 25 to 9.
Yeah, can I just... JL Railway says, Jen, is that a 7F on the open wagon train? It's actually a Robinson 8K, later the LNER classification of the 04. And I put that on because somebody asked last week about an A4 Fest. And I did try, but on that track, every A4 I tried was being naughty. So, like Zoe will attest, at 3 minutes to go, I lost my rag. I took Sir Nigel Gresley off, which was like the 3rd A4 I tried on that track, and I put Old Reliable on, which is one of the O4s.
We can confirm that there are teeth marks in the desk. Right, so Jen, it's 25 to 9, which means, of course, time for some videos. And we've got a very interesting one here from David Rose, who says, hi Jenny and Zoe and all the Monday Club.
Hello.
Hope you have all had a fantastic Christmas. I'd be honoured if you could show my video. Of course we'll show the video.
Absolutely.
Absolutely no problems with that. So, if you could do the honours and hit the lever. Here we go. This is
do we have a tumble of clowns?
Oh my goodness!
Yes! Of course, hey people, it's 12th night tonight. Decorations have to come down, but that is great. I love it.
Oh, this is something special. Two
choo-choo.
layers.
Oh, look at that, lights all over the train. I love it.
Double layer trains. And some minions and a teddy bear on the way for the train.
Banana!
And Donald Duck.
Hey, look, it's a train. Banana!
Oh, this is incredible.
Oh, it's also
right.
the club.
You know what? this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. Showing that the hobby is fun and enjoying it.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh.
Can I just say that the lights on that Thomas are really that is a nice touch.
This is so
and there's lights
good.
in the coaches as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
man,
yes.
there's an old troll as well.
And look, that's is that one of the ON30 locomotives? It's basically 016.5.
Oh, this is so good.
I love it. And the minion. Banana. Oh yes.
Oh man, I am so happy to see this. This has really brought a grin to my face.
This is lovely.
Wonderful.
And can I just say, people, this is a great way of having trains introduced to the family. It's like, there we go, we'll have it round the tree, and everybody's like, yeah, go on, you can have the spare room. We need more of this.
Yeah.
Yes, it does have less than the prototypical number of Oh, look, William Loudon Sons!
And there's lorries as well.
And the lorry-mobile.
Lovely.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Don't forget, there are still some of the Minotaurus quarry wagons. The wreck tanks are available from Sawyer Models. Do check them out. And I've just finalised the order for the 009 wagons, the Billy's replacement speakers.
Wow.
009 open wagons. Again, available exclusively from Sawyer Models. Just to warn you, because of quirks of like for Mr. Taxman and such like, because we always pay our tax and we have to, file proper accounts to show where all the money goes.
You've got to pay your tax.
It will charge you in full for the wagon at the time of ordering, even though the wagon's not arrived yet. So I feel obliged, it's only fair to tell people that's what the website will do. This is for tax reasons. Because even YouTubers have to file proper tax returns, otherwise the taxman gets a bit antsy, and you really don't want the taxman crawling up your bottom with a microscope.
No, you don't. You don't want a full-on audit.
But yes, they are available.
Vicky Lawless says, that Christmas tree has the wrong number of branches. Is this a branch line? That is wonderful. Thank you so much for sending that in.
On that note,
that is amazing. Thank you for that.
The Toaster Twins are very, very happy. I mean, that was great. We're just tickling the like button.
That's RWP Models. Thank you so much for sending that in, man.
Yeah, really enjoyed that actually. Nice Christmas fun. Yeah, Leslie Gilpin Railways. Grrr, Taxman claiming expenses for next year. Yeah, the thing about the Taxman is he never shows up. Yeah, that's right. Oh, hold on. Is that the phone? Is that the phone?
No.
Ring, ring. That ring, ring. Hello? Oh, hello, Mr. Taxman. No, I don't want to be audited. No, you don't need to bring your own lube. Actually, if you're going to do that, bring your own lube. Okay. We don't live here, actually. There's nobody here. I'm going to hang up because I'm not here.
I don't think that works.
Just give them a false address. That'll work.
I don't think that'll work. They'll find you.
They will find you eventually. Yeah, Leslie Gilpin Rose says, annoying when the taxman wants his tax in advance. Have you noticed? If you owe the taxman, do they haul you over the coals? But when the taxman owes you, it takes all the time in the world to pay you.
I'll get round to it eventually.
Yeah.
As someone who used to work for Revenue and Customs.
Oh, you're one of those people, are you?
I can honestly say...
Direct your hate at the cupboard monkey.
I can honestly say, we didn't like it when they did the errors either.
Oh, sorry. Richard Brutus says, no lube, it's dry January.
Fantastic. So, guys, we've got a message here from Richard Swiderski who says, I hope life is better for you both now. A short video somewhere, a little different today. Wisforth in Cheshire.
Oh, lovely jubbly.
So, Winsforth, not Wisforth. I think I may have made up a place.
Has somebody encrypted your tongue?
Yes, and then I lost root.
Yeah, no. Root.
So let's have a look at the Duke of Gloucester passing Winsford Station in Cheshire in November. We're getting right up to modern day here.
Are we getting up to date?
Josh from Double M says, what's this tax thing you keep going on about?
Oh, yes, and for tax purposes, he's resident outside the country.
And is a lord.
Yes, I'm a lord, yes. My residence...
Oh, lordy, lordy.
Yeah. My residence... Oh, that would be the duck house in the moat.
Oh, he's gone at a bit fast speed. He's not going to sell much ice cream like that.
I was going to say that, Joe. There we are. I wonder who that is. Somewhere on YouTube there's another video.
There's another guy.
But he pans a little bit later. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, yes. Yes, Almond Bank Model Railway. How lifelike.
Yes. Give you amazed how many taxmen are on the stream. Yeah, I wouldn't. Like I said, used to work for HMRC.
Can I just say that also DWP used to have somebody who just watched the Jeremy Kyle show and take notes. And I'm sure in America, IRS, they probably watched the Jerry Springer show for the same reasons.
Of course they did. That was really fast. That went past quite a gallop, that one.
It did rather, yeah. He's not selling any ice cream doing
Welcome back, Ham Shackleton. I hope your meeting went well and that you're doing all right.
Yes, Gandalf, were you pre-warned?
Oh, yes. In fact, I've already had my lackey to send an email earlier on.
What? I'm not lackeys.
Yeah, Gandalf.
Hold on.
Hold on, Gandalf. Let me just motivate your lackey. There we go. Simon Trains Mother Railway says at one time Winsford used to have 3 railway stations. The current station, a branch line from Hertford and a branch line from Cuddington. Right, what are you laughing at?
RT Models 86 says, what's black and brown and looks good round a taxman's neck? A German Shepherd. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, DJK
Giving them a cuddle, no doubt.
says we have a lawyer in our club. No, we like lawyers. Lawyers are very helpful, and I haven't seen James Pett since.
I'm going to admit I may have left Revenue and Customs and immediately started studying law. I am that bastard. Yep, it's just one of those things. Sometimes once a git, always a git. No, not really. To be fair, the taxman is just doing his job. At the end of the day, we all have to pay it, and it's how we keep our society together. We just don't like it because, well, who wants to give money away?
Exactly. So this is from Mike Lane TT120. So
the Brighton Terrier.
Oh, nice. Ooh. I love the Brighton Terriers. Now these are great. It's a really great addition to Hornby's TT120 range. The generic coaches plus the Terriers, I think that is, as Simon Kohler would say, inspired. Inspired, the new fragrance from Hornby. Meanwhile, at Hornby, somebody's going, oh, for God's sake, will somebody please stop mentioning him?
To be fair, it was funny. And we all had a good laugh.
I think he said it with the greatest of seriousness. Oh, there's Sir Nigel Gresley in blue. Ooh, toot toot. Fun railway.
I do love this one.
Yeah.
There's so much going on with it. It's just... It's busy, but not too
Iron
busy.
Horse Railways, come on now.
Yeah, let's not go that far, man.
I'm sorry, but...
let's not go that far.
We can think it, we're just not allowed to say.
Yeah. Just have to submit your VAT period end, says Andy Flowers Junction. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. I've got the company taxes to do soon, and I've got my personal taxes to do by the end of this month.
Yeah.
So I'm in the mood to not be happy.
Yeah.
But like we say, you've got to do it. Everyone's got to do it.
Yeah, unfortunately. And it's like if you think, oh, I'll just submit a tax return that says I earned nothing.
They're gonna find out.
They will notice.
Yeah.
It might not be immediately, but they will notice. And
Yeah.
when they do notice, they will ask for lots and lots of things that you don't have.
Yeah, most of them will ask, why? Why did you do this? You know we can see you.
Yeah. It's like, top tip, always pay some tax.
Yeah. So this is interesting. We've got from 156. Is that 156 Andrew? Andrew Rennie. He's sent in one saying, we've got the Flying Scotsman on the NYMR from Shortbread Connoisseur. Okay.
Right?
Yeah, go for it. Beep beep. Andy Fries Junk says, are you eating biscuits? Andy,
Yes.
she's not just eating biscuits, she's
eating
the biscuits
your
you
biscuits.
left.
You left them within eyesight of Gandalf, and he called shotgun on them.
It is 156 Andrew. Thank you, Simon Trains. I couldn't quite read it. It's very small on the screen that I'm looking at.
House Holt says, did my self-assessment on Boxing Day. It's annoying, isn't it? Yeah, lots of people doing it around this time of year, and it's like the last thing you want to be doing.
Yeah. Though, you know what's really annoying?
Yeah?
Because as a former civil servant and someone who runs the GRC, my tax records are top secret, essentially. So I can't submit online. I have to, and they don't send you the forms anymore. You have to print them yourself. So I have to print them out and then tell them how much I've earned, which is not a lot because I'm a YouTuber and you don't earn a huge amount. But I still got to do it all, and it's bloody annoying.
Actually, no, you've been doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may be actually getting close to minimum wage.
I know, it's amazing to think.
Yeah.
So it's going backwards at a slow pace.
Well, yeah, because it's...
I suppose you can't go backwards as quick as you go forwards because you trip over.
Well, it's just there's no means to turn the locomotive at Pickering.
Was that a corridor tender? It did look like one, didn't it?
I think it does have a corridor tender, but you have to be like super thin. Have you ever seen those corridor tenders?
So I wouldn't fit down it.
Yeah, like people were thin back in the day, but I suppose if you were like doing all that hard graft, you would be.
Now Gage says, is there a good source of information available for self-assessment for YouTubers? To be honest with you, not that I'm aware of.
Really just it's I suppose the same as any sole trader, things like that. It's just, you know, anything that you earn.
Thank you so much for sending that in.
So that anything that you earn, like YouTube ad revenue, but you've also got to add in things like Patreon, merchandise sales, sponsorship, all of these things.
It all adds up.
It all adds up. So
and, one thing that actually makes it easier for us, because we're a company, all mass media produces all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about whether something counts or not because you pay tax on every single pound of profit. So it's just so straightforward for that.
Yeah, it's a blanket rate, but it starts from pound number one.
Yeah, whereas with self-assessment, it doesn't.
Yeah, self-assessment's a bit of a pain.
Yeah, so actually the company stuff, despite the fact that it's corporate, it's actually more straightforward. So we've got time for one more, I think, maybe two. We've got a message here from Zantec, who says, last month my class 47 arrived. This is now being used as a general purpose locomotive, hauling pretty much everything except the nuclear trains. The nuclear trains need to be treated with a bit of care.
Yes, yes. But you can always see where they are because they glow in the dark.
Yes. It runs nicely with my rake of HAA hoppers. There are 24 on this train and he has another 4 in order. Good grief. The man's house is good. You're going to open the door and HAA hoppers are going to fall out.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that would be a sight, wouldn't it? Press the button, babe.
Hit the lever.
Here we go. Let's see if we can count them all.
Yeah. And Andy Bettis, yes. Also need to add in any gifts from sponsors as Linker.
It all counts.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But once you get your head round it, it's fairly simple. But of course, the other side of the equation is business expenses offsetting the tax.
Oh, I've lost count. We'll have to go back.
That's a lot.
This is a long train.
Yeah,
wow.
But they really are in real life. So what the hell have I been watching?
Well, that Los Pollos Hermanos is I assume it's the song.
Yeah.
The tune for the Chicken Men.
Yeah.
From
Can I just say that where trains go to die, the railway crematorium? I have never watched that video or that channel, so I don't know why it's suggesting that to me.
Well, let's face it, it's done its job.
24
because you talked
hoppers.
about it.
Yeah. But yeah, love a long coal train. I like, and that's why we've got the MEOs and
You
the
do love
MCOs going
Yeah.
around behind the 04.
You do love your coal hoppers. Wasn't there a point where you bought one of every
Yeah.
single one
We're
back when it was
being
doing?
asked to check the squad by Iron Horse.
Oh, my phone's out of battery, I can't.
All right. Talk to the nice people.
Hello, nice people. Los Pollos Hermanos was from Breaking Bad. Isn't that what it
Yeah.
said? I thought it was.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a little bit more time because actually it was
Right.
shorter than I thought.
He's asking if the problem. Right. Iron Horse, you'll have to email them. We
Oh, Iron Horse wants us to show. Okay, not a problem. We can do that.
prepare for the stream to chug like mad because we've got to open up.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Conk
dear. Yeah.
Box-faced tubester.
Yes. I need to know more.
Facebook has completely tanked.
I told you it would. This
Yeah.
is why you have to email it.
Yeah, this is why we say email us.
Yeah, right.
Right, we're here now though.
In
Yes.
future, email or it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Right, so here we go. This is from Iron Horse Railways.
Craig, earlier on today, that was clean. What have you done? Have you been playing in the dirt again?
Yeah,
Like a pleb?
He sneezed into his MIG weathering powders. Apparently, it stopped again.
No, that's because they're a little behind. Oh! Is that your back scene?
That's his back. Well, obviously, that's his back scene.
Yeah, but when we saw it in the videos, it was just...
I don't remember seeing your back scene.
Yeah,
That looks really nice, actually.
that's incredible.
I don't know. Is he?
It's looking...
Oh,
damn good.
apparently that's AI.
You've AI'd it.
Hey, but it looks really good. It's like
I am shocked.
Can I just say, if you make your model railway look like that, then your job's a good one.
Oh! Yes, there's a little star. Craig's mentioned this before. If you see a little star like that, it's an AI-generated thing.
It
So
looks
he's generated the back and put the train in. I'm actually shocked. This is something that I've been mentioning for a while.
Yeah.
At some point, you are all going to get tricked by AI.
We yeah. I mean,
That is incredible.
that is nice. Really nice. Okay.
So
next
the
slide.
The locomotives were... Ah!
Changing the foreground.
Yes! So the locomotive's real. He's weathered it. That's
no.
That's, sorry.
Right. Anyway, thank you so much for sharing those with us.
That was not something else. Sorry, that's what
That is
happens sometimes.
superb.
And that's another reason we say to email.
Yes. So we're coming up on the end of the stream. It's flown by tonight. So just as a recap, what do we want to see ready to run announced from Bachmann and Hornby, but also maybe from the other manufacturers? I'm going to say the Z-Class. Z-Class Hump Shunter, the Midland Spinner, and something for Era 1 I can see you wanting to say about it.
This is one of the things. I really, really want to see more Era 1, and I don't mind who makes it. It's just, I need it, because at the moment, what have we got? We've only got a couple of locomotives.
Yeah.
It's hard to make a
Yes. I think, right, Hornby have done Rocket, Lion, Locomotion number 1. I mean, that was an incredible model.
that was a tour de force. That thing was hypnotic.
Absolutely. So I think moving on from that, this year, it would be nice to see a commitment to Era 1 modelling, maybe with a Planet or a patentee. Good night to you, David Scott. It's been an honour having you here. And remember, people, don't...
It's got to be the weather. It's got to be the weather. We just disconnected again.
But, anywho, right.
Well, we're going to find out soon when my show starts.
We haven't got the... We've
got time for one more.
One more video.
Yeah. And this one's from Anthony.
Somebody's been to TMC. Is that TMC?
No, he's at the North Pole Express.
Tanfield Railway.
Yeah. The North Pole Express at Tanfield. So
yeah, apparently it's Virgin, not the weather.
Well, we'll find out when I'm on my show. Let's put it that way.
What we need to do is move away from Virgin.
Yes, we do. So I'm going to move this on a little bit so that we see the locomotive rather than
See, no,
because we don't
Tanfield
have the sound
Railway.
on.
Yeah, Tanfield Railway. I have been there a few times. I used to work for a company that made boiler tubes, so I would take boiler tubes on a very big lorry to the Tanfield Railway. Actually, I've been to quite a few preserved railways delivering boiler tubes, and
So-
the Tanfield Railway is one of them.
It's now gone, but what I want to say is I love the fact that the guard was taking the time to
Yeah.
explain what was going on to the kid.
Yeah.
There's a lot of adults that these days will ignore kids because
Hmm.
they get so annoyed by parents who don't parent properly.
Yeah.
But when the kid is well behaved and brought up properly,
Ooh,
reward them by talking to them.
a lovely a set of hoppers there. Are they HUOs? Oh, elf show this way. Dance, little elf, dance.
Is there a blue version later on? Hello to James Pets. How you doing, man?
James Pets, we have missed you, including Gandalf.
Why was a clown sitting in front of me there? That was a bit weird. A Monday clobber is never late to the wagons. No, are they early?
Yeah.
They arrive precisely when they meet you.
Thanks, Gandalf. I'm going to call HUO on that, certainly on the second hopper, the grey
Is this
hopper.
the elf show? That's nice. They've got some kind of theatre thing going on.
All aboard the
This is
North
the bit we're
Pole.
looking for, though. When it comes up, here we go.
Ooh, choo-choo. We did
James Pets
this.
has been having a 12th night dinner with his parents.
Oh.
Very nice.
We do approve.
Look at
Twizzle.
the glow on that.
Twizzle.
Look at the glow coming on those drivers.
Can I just say as well, now Hornby have done some great industrial locomotives, like the W4 packet, the B2 packet, 3 different versions of the Sentinels. I think maybe, as an outside choice, what about a Hunslet dock tank suitable for the Manchester Ship Canal Railway? That might be an interesting re-release. Other interesting things that could be announced. What about the J94 stroke Hunslet Austerity
There's
making
your
a
elf show.
comeback with a DCC decoder socket fitted? Now that could be an interesting development
Some
as
interesting carriages and stuff there.
well. That is
wagons.
that's a HUO, that is. Lovely to see. And then a HTO behind it. Nice.
Oh, is there a better place you could be
yeah.
sat?
And actually, yeah, Manchester Ship Canal wagons. I think if they did something like the Hunslet Jazzers, then a triple pack of MSC wagons wouldn't go amiss.
That is the best seat in the house.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can see all the
Well,
action.
that's like at the Bluebell Railway and the London and South Western Railway observation
Yes.
coach.
I'm sorry, but from now on, I only travel by the observation coach. It was the best.
It was actually pretty good.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Anthony, for sending that in.
Yeah,
That is
thoroughly
lovely.
enjoyed. But the teapot of time has run low on the tea of inevitability or something.
What?
What's that? Yeah, I don't know either. Oh, do you hear the phone ringing? Oh, hello. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell him. Do you kiss your mum with that mouth? Oh, you do? Oh, well, that's fair enough. Right, so, okay, yeah, no worries. So, the banker would like me to let you know that coming up straight after this show is Gamehammer Classic Gaming All Request Monday, and you're playing something, something Japanese.
Yes, you bought this for me as a present.
I
The
did,
Legend
actually,
of
from-
Sayuki.
From Catterick Garrison.
Yes, we went to the military base and we
Yes, we did.
came away with a game.
Yes. So we went, no thanks to all your tanks. We're going to the CEX because it being a military town, they get a steady churn of personnel passing through, and it means that the CEX there has some great retro games.
They
So
really do.
the Cupboard Monkey invites you to join their all request Monday night, where they'll be playing some PS2 goodness to kick you off, and then who knows after that. But you'll get a prompt, and it will prompt you to just click a button and head straight on over. But from everybody here at the Weir Yard Towers, it's been absolute honour. Our top picks, my personal top picks, I think a Z-Class, quite possibly. I think possibly we'll see a slightly retweaked Terrier, which would be nice to see it actually able to take HM7000 with sound. Would be really nice. But there's also a lot of different livery options on those. I'd like to see a rerun of the Sentinels, maybe adapted to take a maybe 6-pin, maybe next 18 to allow HM7000 in there. I think also something Era 1 would be nice, and a rerun of the Beavertail Coronation coaches. That's my top picks.
I'm going to go out on a limb and do an absolute wild card.
Which is?
Live Steam back. A return of Live Steam, but this time not just with the amazing controller, which was the best I've ever seen, but also HM7000 powered Live Steam.
Yeah, and Ray
Absolute
Central
wild
127 says, if we can all be a little bit kinder to each other than we are now, then all of us together can make the world a much better place. That is a perfect sentiment to end on.
Fantastic.
So you guys take great care of yourself. We're going to play out with what?
Live Steam Nick says we're doing that.
Boom!
Wild card for the win.
Oh yeah. Joker.
Fantastic.
Joker wins. What's that? Yep. Okay, I'll tell him.
Didn't ring.
It was a wrong number. Right. So until next time, you guys take great care. We're going to play out with our Gronk It Up song. That's right.
Yeah, love it.
Sing along. You know the words.
Thank you once again to Let's Make Tracks.
Absolutely. And then we'll have some scenes you'd like to see from where you are before we hand over to Gamehammer Classic Gaming.
Jenny loves you, diesel shunder. In the yard, you're no front runner. Unappreciated, slow and steady. Metal beast, you're always ready. Back and forth with wagons trailing. In the yard, you're never failing. Rusty wheels and engine humming, steady groans always coming. Gronk it up, you're the one who fills the cup. Pull those wagons back and forth, gronk it up for what you're worth. Gronk the 08 unsung hero. Diesel hard, but love is zero. Jenny sees your true intention. Endless work without a mention. Slow and steady, never flashy. In the yard where tracks are trashy. Jenny knows your secret song. To her, you're where you belong. Gronk it up, you're the one who fills the cup. Pull those wagons back and forth. Gronk it up for what you're worth. Gronk it up, you're the one who fills the cup. Pull those wagons back and forth. Gronk it up for what you're worth.
train now departing. It's the 21:07 service to Huggleton-on-the-Hill. Let's go there tonight. Stopping at Minith Tatis, Tatis Newith, Minith Tatis Newith. That unnamed layout that Jenny said had a name, it turned out it didn't have a name. Boxton on File, Boxton Junction, Bugs Varning, Grove Street Yard. Let's go to Eindhoven as well, and Pittsburgh somehow. On through Bolton Trinity Road, Old Change and 3 cocks for Lord Hereford's Knob, and then on to Huggleton-on-the-Hill. That's the 21:07 service to Huggleton-on-the-Hill. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night. The song is AI generated from what I can tell. Let's Make Tracks is an incredible musician, but he does use AI to generate songs, and he does a good job of it, actually. I'm very impressed by how he manages to get it to sound authentic. Also, I'm trying to learn how to play the song on electric guitar. That would be fun to do as at a show sometime, wouldn't it? Anyway, I better get on because I've got Game Hammer to get to. See
Yes,
you later.
you do.
Bye-bye.
Take all your garbage down as well.
Oh, JL Railway says it's his birthday on Friday.
Oh, right. Happy birthday to you. Squash, tomatoes and stew. Bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday to you. So, just having word that Game Hammer Classic Gaming will be going live in just one moment. So a huge thank you to everybody who's joined us tonight. It's always an absolute honour. Please like, share and subscribe. And we'll catch you again next week. We've got a regular video coming up on Friday. We might have a special on Wednesday. I don't know what's going on just yet. But you guys take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now.